Well, hey, everybody. We are glad that you joined us today. I am here with two of my friends and business partners. I love them dearly, and they are amazing leaders. And so I wanted them to come and talk to us today just about how they keep their mindset, how they run their teams, which are phenomenal, and just kind of give us some overall positivity. So Ginger Peters with Ginger and Company. Ashley Wilson Deweese is here with us as well. And I want to tell y'all, this is a big moment for me because I've known Ashley a long time. And it's not like her to get video with me unless we're doing friend stuff. And then that's cool. So I'm very honored that both of these ladies would be willing to be here with me today.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. So I just want to talk to you guys a little bit. Let's just talk about what's going on in the world today. I know on your side, on the real estate, you guys kind of see a lot through social. I see a lot on the lender side. Last year was pretty hard on everybody, right? Since I would even almost say bigger than 2008 on us, because at least in 2008, we could flip over to short sales and have something. Mm-hmm. And last year we didn't even have that. So how do you think it affected your teams first?
I think it was a pretty, what we think a quick shift, but I think all shifts happen gradually, then suddenly. Mm-hmm. And I think it's taken us back to really focusing on skills because it's a skills-based market. The market is not creating natural urgency.
Correct.
And so agents are really having to get back to, and lenders for that matter, to bringing people back to their motivation and focusing on how do we create urgency and get clients to reach their goals without the market, the interest rates, all the things causing them to buy and sell.
Yeah. Ginger?
I think it was certainly those who could control their mindset could make it through. I saw agents getting out because their mindset, they just couldn't keep it consistent and control it. So it was certainly a challenging year that way, as far as even as leaders controlling our mindset and making sure we focused on the right things, because social media will get you focusing on the wrong things. And so waking up and just making that decision.
True. Same thing for the lender side. I mean, we had over 50% of our lenders across the country that did not renew their license.
Wow.
They just couldn't, I sit in a seat where I see a lot of numbers and able to see who's actually producing and who's not. And I was just heartbroken because some of these people I know and you care about, but, it's one of those things that kept feeding back into the negativity instead of going, okay, what can I do to overcome? Right. Do I go join a lending team? Or, maybe this is not the right career for me. Do I go get education? So I just think it's what you put into it and make sure that you're reflecting on your needs and your family's needs, right? Mm-hmm. Now I want to talk. This is something funny. I want to talk about these ladies. I don't have this. I am going to be honest. I wish I did. But the next thing I'm going to ask you about is work-life balance.
I would say it's a counterbalance.
Okay.
Do you go through periods of time where you feel like you've got both in check? Yes. I would say more often I feel like I've got one a little more balanced than the other. Mm-hmm. I think the key is just awareness around what do you want your life to look like? Where are you spending your time each day? And are you being fair to, personal and business?
Yeah.
I told a story with the agents the other day, and I said, we'll go into a listing appointment and not answer our phone or text. We would never sit at a table with sellers and answer a phone call. Yet at dinner with my husband, I have no problem checking my phone. So it's just the awareness around where are you giving your undivided attention? When are you present? And then adjusting if there are places that you're not. Because it was really eye-opening for me when I said, I would never do this to a seller. Why would I do it to the person that I love the most?
Yes, that's true.
So, well, I kind of have two thoughts to that. The first one is, I think there's always going to be a season that you're going to have to grind and you're going to have to, and not have the work-life balance. And I can speak for both of us that we have those seasons. And when we're selling, 75 to 100 listings. That season is not a work-life balance season.
Yeah.
And so I think there are going to be those ups and downs and that you just have to kind of weather through. And then the other thing for me is this year I got really, with Ashley's help, very purposeful on some systems around the work-life balance. So for me, the financial piece of our investment properties and the businesses and the property management business, that pulls at me during the week.
Yes.
I'll, have to run and do this or look at this book or, make sure everything's tight. And so the second Tuesday, I've just implemented Financial Friday, where I'm out of the office, but I'm handling the financials of anything and everything that needs to be handled.
Okay.
And my team knows that. I've made that clear, and they can't really get to me because that's my Financial Friday. And then the fourth Friday is Fun Friday, where I'm with Caden. We're going to do, I had him put some papers in and he's drawing what we're doing that day. And so I'm out of office that day. So then I don't feel guilty about those days because I've already communicated those systems, that is going to happen. And my team's holding me accountable to making sure that happens. But then I have the other days of the month with 18 working days that I'm fully there, fully present. I'm not jumping out to go clear books or look at numbers or any of that. So
that's pretty good. So you created that for her?
Well, not necessarily that plan, but I think that you have to become robotic about your schedule, right? And so if you build a wall of accountability, I'm going to do this on this day every single week or this second Friday each month, you get more clarity in your vision. And so then you're not willing to say yes to things that you would have otherwise. And then those things creep into personal time because you said yes to something else and didn't get your finances done.
Yeah, so it kind of drives into that. Yeah. And I would say, just because I'm at a little bit different stage than you guys are, so I started my career, I was grinding. Luckily enough, Richard could stay home with the kids. The kids grew up, now they're gone. And he's busy, started his second career, and he's grinding. So I'm back grinding. So I don't really have that much of a life balance, but I think he's just excited about what he's doing and happy to be a part of it. So it makes it easier on me to do a little bit of that.
And I think we practice what we preach, right? So if wealth building and a focus on that is important to me, and I want our team to have focus on that, then I need to show up and focus on that. And the same work-life balance of, spending time now with my children is important, and I want my team to also do the same. And that's kind of my vision. Is you have to show up.
Agreed. I do talk to my team about that all the time. It goes fast when you have the kids. It's fast. You turn around and you're like, wow, what happened? Now I'm a grandmother, and Grace is going to be 11 this year, and I can't believe it. Issa's going to be 9, and Kay's going to be 5, and I'm like, where did it go?
Right.
It just goes so very fast. But we practice what we preached, but I want my team to make sure that they're available. Another reason I built a lending team, like you guys build a real estate team. All right, guys. Well, I think the next thing I'd like to talk about is you guys overcoming the challenges of just being team leaders, because it's a challenge. You've both done it for a long time, and let's hear it.
Yeah. It's a journey, that's for sure. And I think your business only grows to the extent that you grow. So it's a personal journey. And how am I becoming a better leader and better person? Because that will help me weather a lot of the ups and downs and challenges more seamlessly. And I think really not being attached to the outcome of your expectation has really helped. Okay. And so if you have an expectation of how something's going to go or how an agent is going to show up or whatever, everyone's human and they're going to show up how they're going to show up. And we can provide great training and great support and great mentorship, and someone may not show up how you think they're going to show up. And not being attached to that outcome has really helped me over the past couple of years be a better leader and not so riding a roller coaster of leadership.
Because it's not really, I know we always feel as leaders that it's somehow about us, right? You have that, right? But it's not. When we show up every day and we pour in and we do all the things, they have to make the conscious choice to do it with us. Right? But we do tend to be, because we are nurturers and we do, as women, we're all those things. So sometimes it's hard to break that line, but you have to. Right. Because it can really slow your pace down if you let it, because it'll hurt your feelings.
That's right. Well, I think when you as a leader have complete clarity in the vision, like your personal and professional vision. And then I have to remind myself daily that leadership at the root, the definition of leadership, is teaching people how to think.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not doing it for them. It's not wanting it more than they want it. It's literally teaching them how to think in a way that they will crush all their goals. So when they're not really evaluating, what am I not either relaying in an effective manner or relaying at all to this person that makes their thinking as their own leader more effective? Because day to day, we can't be right beside every single agent. So they do have to think about their life and business in a similar way that we're thinking about their life and business. So it's hard.
I do notice that I go to both of your team meetings, and you guys are really focused on trying to help those individuals through scripts, anything you can do, having lenders there, having, appraisers come in and talk, different things, but trying to always give them a nugget to walk out of there and become a better agent. And not all teams function that way. That's one of the reasons I really admire both of your teams, is that you really take the time to drill down and see what they need. You meet with them individual. What are your needs? Where are you failing? Where are you not? And I think for a lot of not necessarily young realtors, all realtors that are just kind of on their own, I think mentorship in the way that you mentor is amazing. So I'm going to do a plug that if you're looking for saying
we're both hiring.
I'm just saying that if I were to be an agent, I would definitely interview these people. Let's talk about future aspirations. Let's talk about yours. I'm going to put you on the spot.
So I think it's just become clearer and clearer to me that I run this company to create a path for others to get financial freedom. So it's more than about selling houses. I enjoy mentoring other people and watching them become free. It's not about the money. It's about the freedom that the money gives them in their lives. Right. So I think the future for me is just continuing to grow those who want the opportunity, that they can then pick people to also create a path for through our company so that others can have financial freedom. So it's kind of just building a legacy through others that doesn't always have to rely on me, right? Teaching other people how to grow other leaders.
So now that was the business side. What about personal side?
So personal, it has changed a lot in the way I think we thought it would look.
Yeah.
But Brian and I we're traveling more, and family's super important to us. So we see family a lot. I think both of us are, we've got a 5-year plan and a 10-year plan on like what we want our lives to look like.
Yeah.
And so I think for us, it's just making sure we spend time with each other, spend time with our families, give back, but also enjoy the work that we're doing. I think the hard days, we do have like talks with each other about like, this was a hard day, but overall we still love what we do, so that we have that.
That's empowering.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome. All right, Missy, what about you?
That's not as quite as detailed, I feel like. So recently we joined a partnership. We partnered with Place, which is mostly a real estate tech platform that helps teams grow faster and stronger. And so over the next couple of years, I see our market share going up significantly by partnering with them and bringing on a lot of great people. So immediately is really getting into that rhythm, and by getting into that, providing our agents with a lot more than they would have before. So that's kind of our immediate vision. And then on the other side is our property management company. We're around 150 properties. We'd like to get to 300. And the core of that is just providing quality property management service. That's been what we have found is a kind of hole in the real estate community. Yes. And so making sure that that is there and we're doing the right thing for the agents in the community. So mostly all of that business has come from other agents because they know we're going to do the right thing and send it back. But also almost all of our recent hires have come from the real estate community. So they've either been on other teams or they've been recommended to us by other teams. So really continuing that reputation on both sides is really important to me.
Well,
personally, I'm just going to keep
raise
on
those
raising.
Well, amazing young man. I just have to tell a little side story. So when I first met Ginger, she was dating her husband early on. And I could just tell by the way she talked about that man, he was going to be the one. I remember telling, I said, "You're going to get engaged. It won't no time," and they were engaged. So it's been amazing to see their family grow, and they are amazing parents. So
Thank you.
all could take a few lessons from the Peters. Well, we appreciate your time today. I cannot tell you both how much that this means to me, professionally and personally. These ladies are amazing. If you ever get a chance to have a coffee with them, meet them, you need to take the time. You will leave them a better person. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.